This is week 2 of NFL 84. Dan Marino of the Dolphins became the first rookie since Greg Cook with the Bengals in 1969 to lead a conference in passing. And Bill McAtee, a week ago at RFK Stadium, he picked right up where he had left off with 5 touchdown passes against the Skins.
And you've got to credit those fine wide receivers. Little guys, Don Shula was telling me that normally he doesn't like small wide receivers, and he's got Clayton and Duper, both of whom are 5'9", but Shula says they have such a tremendous vertical leap, they play like they're about 6'4". They had good games, but the story in Washington had to be the play of number 13, running Don Shula's offense, Dan Marino.
Well, when you set up your game plan and you got Marino as your quarterback, you can do most anything that you want to do.
And what Dan Marino wanted to do was slice up the air at RFK Stadium. 5 times, Marino passes ended with points on the board. It was not to be the highest touchdown total ever produced by a Dolphin quarterback. Thanksgiving Day in 1977, Bob Greasy threw 6 touchdown passes against the Cardinals. But Marino's performance only reinforced the rookie promise of a year ago.
As a junior, he was the most talked about player in the nation. He had 37 touchdown passes. As a senior, he was talked about again as a senior, but the talk wasn't quite as positive. This probably got him ready a little bit quicker for the attention that he gets as a pro quarterback.
A lot of things happened to me and made me successful, like, for example, getting drafted by the Dolphins and coming down here to a team that was in the Super Bowl the year before, and getting a chance to play with some great players, and we had a very good defense, and things work out for me well because of that, and I think that's probably one of the reasons that I was successful last year.
You don't have to get wide open for Marino to fit a ball into a receiver, and that's about the biggest advantage. Sometimes you think you're beaten on a play, and he finds a way to get the ball to you in between a crease or right around a cornerback's arms.
A strong arm, quick release, and intelligence, all ingredients that make a great quarterback, which someday Dan Marino may become. But Dan Marino has another advantage, Don Shula. In last week's 5 touchdown performance against the Redskins, there's no question that Dan Marino was the artist. But Don Shula provided the paint, brush, canvas, and frame.
Shula's play was called Orange. Bring Clayton 85 and Duper 83 to the left side and force the Redskins to bring both cornerbacks to the same side out of position. The speed of Clayton and Duper together forced the Redskins secondary off stride.
And basically, that's what happened. They rotated zone that way, and Duper got a good release, and I threw the ball because the safety that was covering that half of the field didn't get over in time, and he made the catch, and he turned on his jets, and he went.
But here could be a conflict. After all, wasn't this the coach sworn to the virtues of the run?
You like the running game. Is it a conflict for you?
I mean, I did. I used to like the running game.
So I take it was no conflict at all with this guy coming in.
I think I've gotten a bad rap on liking the running game because we had so much success in the years with Greasy and Zonka. And when you got Zonka and you got a quarterback like Greasy, it's natural to like the running game. With Marino, we're going to take advantage of his abilities. And with our young receivers, Duper and Clayton, and the people that we have, we want to throw the football around. But I still want to be able to run with it.
Then there is the perception of Marino that in this throwing machine is also an ego as vast as the sky that caresses those passes. Is it ego or confidence?
Cocky is when you don't have the ability to back it up. Marino has all the ability in the world. He can be as confident as he wants to be, and he backs it up. That's the difference.
He's confident. He likes his job, and I think he just has fun out there, and he just goes out there and just tells us, just get open, I'll get you the ball. If I don't, then it's my fault.
Are you cocky?
I don't know, you tell me.
It just puts the ball on the money. Simple as that.
Simple as that.
Well, you know what they say, if you can do it, it ain't bragging.
He's got an ego as large as the sky which caresses his passes. You've gone poetic on us.
Well, Robert, sometimes it's important to say something about a guy besides he gives 110%. These guys are a little more complicated than that.
All right. Bob Greasy is standing by at the Orange Bowl, where he will work the Patriots-Dolphins game today with Jay Randolph. Bob, a year ago, Dan Marino was the last of 6 quarterbacks taken in the first round. Why has he done so much better than the other 5?
Well, Bob, the reason he's done so much better, I feel, is first of all, he's with Don Shula, and Shula has a great way of bringing young players around, and especially quarterbacks. I know I was there with him when he came in. I think another thing is the fact that being drafted late in the first round, you're going to be drafted by a pretty good football team. The Dolphins had been to the Super Bowl the year before. When Woodley experienced some problems the following year, Shula brought him along very confidently and got Marino into the ballgame. Another thing is the fact that when he was at the University of Pittsburgh, he called all of his plays, did a lot of checking off, and had to read the coverages on his own. Today in college football, a lot of the quarterbacks have the plays sent into them, so they're really more like robots. So when Marino came into the NFL, he was calling and reading a lot better than most of the quarterbacks were.
What's the difference between a Dolphin quarterback named Greasy and the present one named Marino?
Well, there's a lot of differences, but I think really the biggest one is Dan drives a vet. I always drove a Caprice.
And Bob Greasy just may drive that Caprice all the way to the Hall of Fame.
Hey, the Miami Dolphins meet the New England Patriots. Both of these teams coming off successful debuts on the road. New England up at Buffalo last week, a 21-17 winner. They had a 21-0 lead. New England almost squandered that against the Bills as Joe Ferguson got hot in the second half, and Steve Grogan cooled off. Not atypical of Grogan, who's been inconsistent over the years, that is. Last week, he was 12 for 22, 227 yards. He threw one interception. Danny Marino, the NFL Offensive Player of the Week, 21 for 28. 311 yards and 5 touchdowns. He'll try to keep that going today. And for the Pats, number 14, Steve Grogan, at quarterback, 10-year veteran from Kansas State. The wide receivers, number 28, Irving Fryer, first-round draft choice from Nebraska, and Stephen Starring, number 81, in his second year from McNeese State. Fryer wears number 28. The running back will be Tony Collins, number 33 in his fourth year from East Carolina. The H-back, the blocker, number 88, Derek Ramsey in his seventh year from Kentucky. The tight end, number 87, Lynn Dawson in his fourth year from North Carolina State. Goose eggs, the order of the day on the scoreboard. Nobody's been able to get the ball across the other team's goal line. I guess you could say a defensive struggle of gigantic proportions thus far. The punters have been the main offensive weapon for both sides. No score with 7:33 left to go in the first half. Miami is starting to show a little bit of superiority over this club offensively and defensively off the line of scrimmage. I see a trend developing. Third down, a long three from the Dolphins 46. Marino goes into the shotgun. Third down conversion for Miami, 2 out of 4. Here's the snap. Marino drops the throw. He fires it. He's got a man down here. It's intercepted. At the 46-yard line, picked off by Blackman, the linebacker. That ball was underthrown. It was intended for Joe Rose, and Rose made the tackle. Marino always seems to have tough games. At least this is the second effort against New England. He couldn't get him on the board for a touchdown in New England last year and threw a couple of interceptions. Now it's thrown one to give the Pats good field position at the 50. He didn't play in the first game against New England last year. Woodley did when the Dolphins won here 34-24. So the pressure on the Dolphins defense as Collins the only back, Ramsey the H-back in motion to the near side. Play fake. Grogan wants to throw across the middle. It is intercepted. Right back again by Blackwood. He will run it back to the middle. Gets the block, 35. Runs it back to the near side, 40. Still dragging tacklers with him to the 45-yard line. Great play by Glenn Blackwood as Grogan gives it right back again. But I'll tell you one thing, Rick. That was a worse pass than the one Marino threw. There were 3 defensive players back there, 45-yard line of the Dolphins. Here is the play fake. Marino goes out. High screen. Duper's got it up the near side. Gets only about 5 or 6. They better watch Claiborne. There's a flag. He grabbed him and hit him out of bounds, and he also gave him the face mask. Right in front of the Dolphins bench, and Shula was jumping up and down. Claiborne pushed Duper out. Little screen and didn't go for very much, but they're going to get more out of it because Claiborne couldn't resist some illegal tactics. So the Dolphins pick up 5 on the screen to Duper and 15 on the unnecessary. Number 25 on the defense. First down. Called on Ray Claiborne, not Rick Sanford. It's marked the ball down at the 35-yard line of the Patriots. All right, Duper spreads to the near side. Out to the far side is Clayton. One back, double tight end. First down at the Pats 35-yard line. Jensen goes in motion to the far side of the field. Here's a little swing out to Jensen. He's going to throw a pass upfield, and it is caught for a touchdown. And they're going to call a flag. They're going to call a flag back on the baseline of the end zone. Duper caught the ball. Claiborne had the coverage, but a flag goes down. Jensen had his choice. Dan Johnson was wide open. It's a touchdown. It's going to be defensive pass interference. I'm trying to say Dan Johnson was wide open in the right side of the end zone, but Jensen had Duper in his sights all the way. It was a lateral pass back from Marino to Jensen, who uncorked a bomb. Von Schumann can make it 7-0. Strock will hold. 5:37 to go. 35-yard pass. Here is the kick. It is up, and it's good. So it's a 7-0 score. Jensen to Duper, 35 yards, 55-yard drive, 2 plays. It took him 16 seconds. Third down and 7 for the Patriots from their 40-yard line. Miami leads 7-0. A minute 52 left to go in the first quarter. First half, I should say. Collins remains the only back. Receivers spread to either side. There are 3 of them in the ball game. Grogan, quick drop. The quick out pattern, it is caught. Super reception down inside the 40 to the 38 by Irving Fryer. All right, big third down play here for Grogan. Third down and 3 from the Dolphins 31 with a 1:12 to go in the half. Miami leads 7-0. He drops deep to throw. Blitz on the plus the middle. It is caught by Starring down to the 10-yard line, down to the 9. He got inside of McNeil that time when first and goal from the 9. Dolphins have to get some pressure on Grogan and watch out for the run. The play fake. Collins the only back. Receivers spread to the far side. Grogan back to throw. Here they come. He dumps it off. It is caught by Dawson, the tight end. He gets in for the touchdown. Barefoot and Tony Franklin with Easton to hold and tie it up. Here's the snap. Set down. The kick is up. And it is good. So it is tied at 7 with 56 seconds left to go in the first half. Grogan marched his football team 90 yards in 12 plays. And we have a defensive struggle as the score at halftime is tied at 7.
Last week against the Bills, the Dolphins' next opponent, Buffalo, came with an 8-man line in the second half against New England and totally stuffed them. See if Miami can do something similar to that in the second half.
Franklin will kick off. Heflin deep in the middle. Hill far side. Kozlowski near side. Here's a high, short kickoff again. Coming up and grabbing it. Heflin at the 13, 15, 20. Finds a hole, and it's closed in a hurry as it gets out to the 27-yard line. All right, Marino will have Jensen as the second tight end. Nathan the only back. Marino drops the throw on first down. He pops it across the middle. Nathan eludes the field judge. 25, 30, 35, 40. Out to about the 45-yard line. First down, Dolphins from their 45-yard line. Bennett and Nathan now are the I-backs. Bennett splits off strong side left. Here is the give off to Nathan. He will get jammed up into the middle, trying to run. Gets to the 46-yard line. A little counter trap over the left side. Nathan and Bennett the split back. Receivers are spread to either side. On second down, Marino straight back drop. Goes for the sideline. Wide open over there. Here's Duper. Tries to get even more yardage, and he is belted out of bounds inside the Pats 40 down to the 39-yard line. Let's check it and make it Nat Moore, who was playing off that side. Moore caught the ball and immediately drew the attention of the cornerback. First down. The Pats 38 back to throw. Blitz on. Marino eludes it. He sets up, fires deep. Clayton down there. Touchdown! 38 yards as Marino faced the blitz, eluded it. That gave Clayton a chance to get in behind. Rick Sanford, the free safety, and Claiborne, the right cornerback. And Marino drills him with a strike. Marino's 6th touchdown pass of the year. The kick is up, and it's the 14-7 ball game. And Clayton catches his second TD reception. Duper caught the earlier one, so he has 3 on the year. And it's 14-7. Miami retakes the lead with 12:38 left to go in the third quarter. Took the Dolphins 2 minutes and 13 seconds to get on the board. 73-yard drive, 4 plays. Marino to Clayton, 38 yards for the touchdown. And here is Von Schauman's kickoff. He hits this one high, and again, it's going to be deep back in the end zone, 2 yards. Here's Williams, starts out near side, 5, 10, flag is down, and he's going to go out to the 18 before he is smothered. Henry?
That flag is thrown because Bud Brown was just shoved from the back, knocked about 5 yards.
So the ball is placed down back inside the 10 at about the 7-yard line, and then the Patriots are pinned back. Now let's see if the Dolphins can get the football back defensively. Grogan brings his ball club out. Starring and Cedric Jones are the wideouts. They split to the far side. Collins the only back, double tight end from the New England 7-yard line. Here's Grogan bringing Jones in motion back to the near side. He will give off to Collins. Into the middle he goes, and he is belted. No gain. Ball still at the 7, second down and 10 as he got no gain on the play at all. Here's Ramsey, the H-back in motion, far side. Grogan, the quick out, caught by Jones, fumbles the ball. Let's see if they're going to call it incomplete. Miami gets the ball. They call it a complete pass, and the Dolphins come up with it at the 16-yard line. Charles Bowser
is the fellow who fell on top of the ball. It was complete to Cedric Jones. And I'll tell you, he was popped. He coughed it out of there like a wet watermelon seed. He was wide open to the near side of the field. And he was really belted by the defensive back, William Judson, who shook the ball loose, and Bowser comes up with a recovery.
They can blow him out here because New England is not good coming from behind when Grogan has to throw.
Woody Bennett, the only back. Jensen wide to the near side, Clayton and Duper off the far side. From the 16-yard line, Jensen in motion back to the line of scrimmage, give off to Woody. He hits the right side, gets only to the 14-yard line. Nathan is in there. In case you joined us late, Andrew Franklin came up with a knee injury. Not believed to be that serious, but will not play again this afternoon. Marino back to throw. On second down, has all day. Throws in the corner of the end zone. Hurt for a touchdown. Touchdown to the far corner to Mark Clayton. Clayton beat the socks off the defensive back, and I'll tell you, Marino drilled that ball. He laid it right on the money. Kick is up, and it's good. So it's a 21-7 score now. The Dolphins convert. That fumble by Cedric Jones into a TD with 11:02 left to play in the third quarter. So that's the interference call on Langford begins to loom even larger as the Dolphins lead 21-7, but the Pats are now running and moving the football. Ball at the 35-yard line of the Dolphins. Receivers spread to either side. Ramsey is flat man. Again, Grogan back to throw. No pressure. It's intercepted at the 23-yard line. At the 30, and again, Glenn Blackwood picks off his second one of the afternoon. Grogan threw that ball right into Blackwood's hands. There was not a red shirt around it. From the Dolphins 30, Nathan the only back, and will drop the throw. Pumps once, going deep up the near side. Wobbly pass. It's going to be intercepted by James, the strong safety, and he steps out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Collins the only back. Second down, 10, Patriots from their 29. Dolphins lead by a score of 21-7. Grogan, deep drop. He steps in the pocket. They got him and finally sack him back at the 26-yard line. Ernie Roan jerked his knees from beneath him. And that pressure from the Dolphins, you could watch it from the middle as Barnett opened it up for Roan as he shoved the center. Brock right back into Grogan's face, and Charles was really putting a squeeze on from the right side defensive end. He keeps getting better and better, stronger and stronger as he keeps losing weight. He's now 286 this week. And the Dolphins have really taken over in this second half. Helped out by New England errors. Right, first down at the Dolphins, 27. Here comes Benson after him. The pass is intercepted by Kozlowski at the 20. Gets a block. 30, 35. Lowers the ball. 40, up to the 50. Down to the 45, to the 40. This one might go. It is down to the 20. It is down to the 10. Down to the 5. Touchdown for William Judson. Kozlowski, brilliant move as he lateraled the ball off to Judson down the far sideline. Kick is up, and it's good. So it's 28-7 in favor of the Dolphins. 2 minutes and 53 seconds left to go. Judson with an assist from Kaz went 82 yards for the score. All right, ball at the Dolphins' 48-yard line. First down, Patriots, 1:20 to go. They have one timeout left, according to the officials, not the scoreboard. They have them with 2 left. Back to throw goes Grogan again. Betters just pushes the tackle right back in his face. Flag is down. Here's the pass. It is intercepted by McNeil. Back at the 10-yard line, the intended receiver, Craig James, made the tackle back at the 10. There's a flag down, however. It's going to be against New England for holding. Betters was just riding the right tackle, Haley, right back into Grogan. Marino will fall down with it, and that conceivably is the last play of the game. Loses a couple, but that's insignificant. So it's a 28-7 final score, and the Dolphins win the first confrontation between these two. Sports Illustrated and the Sporting News have been wrong so far, as they both picked the New England Patriots to beat the Dolphins out in the AFC East this year, but it's still an early part of the season, and Dolphins have won the first confrontation handily, 28-7.
Okay, and we're going to talk with Don Shula here, and Don, it was another third quarter effort for you that turned that game around.
2 quick touchdowns, very similar to what happened up in Washington, where we drove at the beginning of the third quarter on the drive right after the kickoff, and then got the ball back. The defense got a turnover, and Marino didn't waste much time getting the points on the board again. And that sort of took them out of their game plan. The weather, I think, for the second week in a row was just brutal hot out there, and our guys hung in there tough, and this is what it's all about. You just have to out-condition and just be mentally tough, physically tough, and we've been for 2 weeks in a row now.
Don, when you decide to go for a so-called gimmick play, such as the Jensen play today, is there a certain time in a game where something clicks in your head and says, now it's time to do this, or what determines that?
Well, it's just intuition, I guess. You got to make a decision, and somebody's got to take the responsibility. When they work, they're great, and when they don't work, like the reverse, which was a -10, you sort of wonder why you called it. But you just, with the personnel that we have, you just have to utilize the abilities of everybody, and you're not going to be 100% on these things. You're going to, when they work, they're great. When they don't work, you line up and play the next play.
Okay, and thank you. Good win. Okay, Rick.